Sri Sai Ram. Hearty welcome to Sri Sathya Loka Seva Gurukulam. Free online classes in science. Yesterday we have seen a very interesting chapter called Force and Pressure. Shall we recall what we have studied? We have studied about meaning and examples of force. What is the meaning of force? They push or pull on a body results in force. Is it not? Examples, pushing a table or pulling a rope, drawing water from the well. They are all pulling examples. And you have got what is called as tug of war. Is it not? So, force applied on the same direction of the object with same direction, the force will be more. Suppose one person is pushing a table. Instead of one person, suppose two persons push it. The force will be more. So, the table will move faster. If three persons come, it moves still faster. Correct? So, while bowling also, if you stand in a place and bowl, go slowly. Come walking or come running. Some will come from long distances. Is it not? So, why they run like that? Just to give a more force. So, in that time, the ball will go very fast, like that. And force applied on different directions of the objects. Suppose you have a heavy box, and the box is, one person will be pulling, other person will be pushing, and the effect will be the direction of the box or the object will move in the direction of force. For example, in a football, Mr. X kicks. Can I name some of the football players? There is Maradona, Messi, Ronaldo. Is it not? Some names are there. So, what do they do? They kick a ball. So, when kicking a ball, they apply force. By that, what happens to the ball? The ball will be tossed. And if they kick it heavily, hardly, it goes in air. Is it not? So, there are so many examples where force is being applied. We have got gravitational force, mechanical force, electrical force, magnetic force, and so on. We have seen in the last class, correct? And also we concluded telling that force is a vector quantity which has got magnitude and direction. Magnitude means what? We can measure it. Is it not? And also it has direction also. That's why it is called as a vector quantity. Let us come into home assignment. How many have done it? All? Okay. Just verify if you have done it. If you have not done it, just see it here. Give two examples each of a situation in which you push or pull to change the state of motion of object. So, pushing, force in terms of pushing, a football player taking a penalty kick. So, there they push the ball. A cricket ball hit by a batsman. So, in the line of the direction of the ball, he hits it. So, he applies a force, and that force will be in terms of pushing. In terms of pulling, what you have? Opening of a shut door. The door is shut. If you want to open, you have to pull it, correct? Is it not? And sometimes your cycle will be in stand. If you want to remove the stand, you have to pull it. Drawing a bucket of water from a well, especially villages, they will have a rope. In the end of the rope, they will be tying the vessel made up of brass or aluminum or sometimes plastic also. They tie it there tightly and they will make it to go into the well. Sometimes using these wheels, and with the help of the rope, slowly it goes down and it sinks in the water. What happens then? Of course, this cannot be explained to the city boys. City boys may not understand this. At least you might have heard about it. So, what happens when the water is being filled up to the vessel, the air inside it will go out, making a sound. And Baba says, our ego is just like the air there. When the ego goes out, God's love will be filled in. So, when it is full, the water inside the vessel, water outside the vessel, well water, both become the same. So, there is God inside us. When the ego goes out, the attachment goes out, God's love will be filled up. Correct? So, that is a spiritual explanation of this science. So, this is examples for pushing and pulling. And the second question, name any 4 kinds of forces that you experience in your daily life, which we discussed yesterday. Gravitational force. Where do you see gravitational force? The fruits falling from a tree due to gravitation. High jump. A boy or a girl, for high jump, there will be a rod. You jump that rod. Even if you jump it, you are bound to come down. Why do you come down? Because of gravitational force. There will be magnetic force between 2 magnets or magnet and iron filings. There will be attraction or repulsion. Electric force, you have seen motors and all the bulbs working, fans working, all this is electrical force. Mechanical force, what the machines do, the grinding machine, mixies, fans, all these are working under mechanical force. So, in a game like tug of war, what kind of force do you experience? What conclusion do you give for that? So, in a game of tug of war, 2 teams pull a rope in opposite direction. And here what happens? The team that pulls harder and thus applies a larger force finally wins the game. First case. And then between the 2 teams, whichever is very strong, the team which is very strong, they pull it very hard and they will be called winners. Sometimes the rope simply does not move. If the 2 teams are of equal strength, the indicator in the middle will go this side, this side, this side, that side. It is very difficult to decide it. Correct? So, in the case of 2 teams which are equal. And if one of the team is weaker, they will be defeated because this team stronger will pull in that direction. So, these are examples of application of force. So, what do you call this game as? It is a hockey game. Can you name some famous Indian hockey player? Yes, Dhyan Chand. So, force changes the state of motion. That is today's topic. So, state of motion. A force applied on an object may change its speed. For example, when a bowler bowls, the batsman will change the speed of the ball. Sometimes he give a small hook, the speed will be reduced. Sometimes if his full toss means give a sixer, speed will be increased. Sometimes he will give a shot. So anyway, there is change in speed, correct? Similarly in football also. If the force applied on the object is in the direction of motion, the speed of the object increases. Suppose one boy is pushing a table. Instead of one boy, if second one joins, the speed increases. If a third comes in, speed still increases. Even when you are riding a car or a jeep, it goes in a say 40 kilometers. Now you come to highway. What does the driver do? He will apply the accelerator. The accelerator is pushed, the speed will increase. Is it not? So if the force is applied in opposite direction of motion, then results in a decrease in the speed. Suppose one is pushing from north to south, other is pushing from south to north. So opposite direction. The body will not be moving. Of course, it moves when in the case of a more force, the direction of more force. Correct? For example, this is called football. Why it is called football? Because he has to kick the ball with leg only. Is it not? And suppose you use only hand, what do you call it? Handball or volleyball. They can use, of course, head they can use, but they are not supposed to use leg in case of volleyball or handball. Whereas in football also they have to use only their legs but not hands. Okay? So while taking a penalty kick in a football game, the player applies a force on the ball. Very interesting stage. The penalty means what? When the two teams have scored equal goals, say 1-1 or 0-0, 2-2, like that. Then if the time up means they use penalties. Usually there will be chances for 5 kicks. So in hockey also, that is called penalty. A very tough job for the goalkeeper. Before being hit, the ball was at rest and so its speed was 0. So before hitting the ball, it was in his hand. There was no force in that. Only when you kick it, it moves in the direction of kicking. Correct? So the applied force makes the ball move towards the goal. So he will kick in the direction of the opposite goal. Correct? And the goalkeeper, by seeing the action of the player, he has to show reaction. Either he will jump and catch the ball, or he will give a head and kick it back. Like that it happens. So here is one pose of a goalkeeper who catches the ball with all difficulty. He will have a gloves also and the shoes also, very strong shoes. Is it not? Because that ball will come with all force. So when it is coming with all force, he must use all techniques to catch it. Very tough job for the goalkeeper, because suppose he avoids the goal, then he will be appreciated. Suppose he leaves the goal, everybody will be in tension and start scolding him for not being active. But anyway, a very interesting post. Suppose the goalkeeper dives or jumps. Here is a goalkeeper who dives to save the goal by his action. The goalkeeper tries to apply a force on the moving ball. So when the ball is kicked from the opposite direction, the goalkeeper will dive to catch the ball or to stop the ball. Sometimes he gives the head, sometimes he uses the hand and all that. The force applied by him can stop or deflect the ball, saving a goal being scored. Okay? So here is another action. Here, how see the goalkeeper has stops the ball. This defender has kicked it and he thought that he will reach the goal. But the goalkeeper is very active, succeeds in stopping the ball. He stops the ball. So what happens then? the speed of the ball decreases and it stops it fully. So similar is the case like volleyball or cricket. Volleyball also you might have seen how the smash is done, especially those who are height. When a ball is, how many players will be there in volleyball? Each team will have 6 players, correct? So there will be what is called service. When the service is given, the ball will go to the next team. There will be a net in between, correct? And what does the defender do there? He will hit it, or sometimes he give a lift, and that lift will help the those who are good in smashing. He jump and above the net, he will hit it by jumping above the net. But sometimes the opposites also will be same equally good. They defend it. That is what you can see in volleyball. In cricket also, when a bowler bowls, the batsman will hit it in the line of the ball. Sometimes he misses it. What happens? It goes to the wicket and he will be bowled. Correct? All the symbols how they use for cricket. What do they stand for? If he raises his hand like this called as out, we say. Is it not? What is this called? 4, correct? Okay. So what is 6? 6 is represented by like this. Wide means like this. Third umpire, like this, we say. And doubtful decisions will go to third umpire. So in cricket also, we see that when a fielder, when ball comes in the ground, he will try to stop it, or he will try to catch it. The speed of the ball is reduced or it is stopped. Correct? And if the ball is coming in a height, he may catch it also. Sometimes they run and catch it. Is it not? Sometimes they fall off. Even if they fall off, they keep their hands up, because then only he will be called as, the batsman will be called out. Correct? So this is a very interesting thing. So here is a man, who is pushing the ball here, and this is called goalkeeper. Swami Vivekananda says, our life is like a football game. There are 2 goal posts. One is called success and is called failure. And these are the situations. In the life you get a lot of challenges. And the ball will be tossed either to sometimes success, sometimes failure. But you must take it in an equal way. Playing is important. Life is a game, play it. Life is a challenge, meet it. Life is a drama, enact it. Life is love, enjoy it. Life is a struggle, overcome it. Okay? Here he is tossing the ball, and by seeing the direction of tossing, the goalkeeper is ready to accept the ball. Now he has hit it, but the goalkeeper fails to top the ball, and hence a goal is marked there. So this is an interesting case of football. And what does a force do? Force changes the state of motion. Just now you have seen with all these examples, the motion, speed of motion, change in either the speed of an object or its direction of motion, or both, is described as change in state of motion. Correct? So that's what you see. Of course, you can give many examples like this in daily life. Suppose you're going in a cycle. If you are going down, no need of pedaling, correct? Just hold on this one and slowly, need not pedal it at all. Slowly it goes down. Suppose going in up, you have to bend your body, bend down, and then you have to pedal it. correct? So like that we see that there is a state of motion. When it goes down, goes very fast, and comes up means slowly it comes up. So there is a change in state of motion. That is what you observe. Thus a force may bring a change in the state of motion of an object. Okay? And sometimes, many times, application of force does not result in a change in the state of motion. So for example, there is a wall. No effect of force is observed when we try to push a wall. Can you push the wall from one place to another? No. So when you say force is applied means it is not generalized, it cannot be generalized. Only particular cases. Suppose a wall is there, you cannot push it there, however much you try, is it not? So that also you must note. So sometimes the application of force does not result in a change of state of motion. That is also possible. A tree is there. Even if you push it very hard, it may not fall easily unless you cut it off. Correct? And let us see some home assignment now. Write the change of state of ball while playing volleyball. How many know volleyball? You have seen it? Yeah. You must write the change of state of the ball. Second question. Give an example to illustrate the statement. A force applied on any object is in the direction of motion. The speed of the object increases. Can you think and do it? Okay. The application, third question. The application of force does not result in a change in the state of motion. Give an example to illustrate this. Just now we told about that. Let us see what Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai says. Whenever the disciple is matured enough, Guru appears as a guide. For Sadguru, Sri Sathya Sai Baba was a Guru, even for all of us also. So, until he became mature, he was guiding, guarding, chiding, all those. When the disciple is completely ready in all fields, Guru disappears. Now the disciple has become Sadguru now. He is matured completely. Then there is no Guru there. So without the help of Guru, of course by the blessings of Guru, he is doing all the actions, whatever his Guru commands. Correct? So come prepared for the home assignments. Thank you.